After binging Series 1 in one evening and loving it, I followed suit the next day with Series 2. Was it as good as the first one, or even better, or did it lose momentum? Hi there, it's Micha. Check out this video to find out more. We left Tony last season not a changed man, but a man willing to give life and the chance for happiness another go.
I'm not gonna let arseholes find me out. Try to be more zen.
He was last seen going on a date with Ellen, the nurse from his father's nursing home. What came out of that? Well, though she is interested in him, Tony obviously is not over his dead wife. And might never be. Which creates issues for a new relationship. Something that he doesn't want to put on her and that she doesn't want to put up with. Meanwhile, Matt, Tony's brother-in-law, struggles with his marriage, leading to him seeking therapy from, you guessed it, the world's worst therapist, Tony's former therapist. Also, the newspaper is in danger of being discontinued, which would cost half of the cast their jobs. A prospect that hit Sandy the hardest, as she loves her job.
What did you do that for?
You look sad.
The first job she ever liked, prompting Tony to promise her to save the paper, which at least gives him a new task to distract him. Tony also plays Armor, well, at demand.
Could I just use your bathroom?
Fuck me. I thought you were having a piss.
Thought I'd have a wash.
Fucking hell.
As annoying postman Pat asks him to broker a date with Daphne, aka Roxy, the sex worker.
I know a guy who's really into you.
What's wrong with him?
Honestly, I don't know where to start.
Who continued her platonic friendship with Tony, becoming a positive influence in his life. He also sets up the newspaper's owner with his spiritual guide Anne, the older widow he meets every day in the graveyard when he visits Lisa's grave.
The last thing you should do is drink alone.
While everyone around him tries to go on with their lives, Tony would love nothing more than to have a casual friendship with Ellen, where they just spend time together, enjoying each other's company, but nothing more. Just as Tony's life finally seems to develop a new normal, destiny strikes again. While Series 1, or Season 1 if you prefer the American wording, was all about Tony finding his way back to believing his life might still be worth living, Series 2 is about him dealing with the struggles of establishing this new normal. Meanwhile, everyone around him seems to move on with their lives, forming new relationships or moving through their own issues and largely succeeding at it, reminding him only how much he is treading water, not really moving forward in his life, while the world never stops, while for him it feels like it does. Or does it? A recurring theme this second series is him meeting a lot of other widowers and widows while collecting information for his newspaper's features, who are going through similar situations as his own. Many of them try to cope by getting an article published in the local paper that at least mentions their deceased loved ones, so their memory lives on, realizing, more in depth as before, that other people have their own issues, and some of them even larger ones as himself.
Be strong. Everybody's struggling. It's not always their fault.
He slowly starts to pay back the kindness he received while he was grieving.
I feel that I should help the people who helped me.
And paying it forward to the strangers he meets along the way. Like the first series, this one has many heartwarming scenes as well as gut-wrenching ones. Ricky Gervais is, like I said in my review of the last series, one of the few actors who can switch effortlessly between being a mouthy little bitch, a charming scoundrel, and a heartbroken pile of misery, without it feeling forced or fake, and without losing his humanity along the way. The second series ends on the quasi-positive note that Ellen, the nurse, agrees to having a semi-romantic relationship with them just keeping each other company, until Tony will finally be able to allow more. We will find out in the next series how this works out. Ultimately, and that might just very well be the benchmark of a great show, a review may turn out to be very short, as you don't want to spoil too much for others, but also have not much to nag about, as this is a well-rounded experience. Looking at the synopsis, there's objectively speaking not much going on in this show, at least at first glance, but that makes most of the show being pure character development and touching emotions, which is more than enough when presented in this way. Honestly, you couldn't even spoil this show by giving away all the plot points, which I still try to reduce to a minimum in my review, as the enjoyment in this show isn't derived from what is happening, but how it happens and what the characters feel along the way.
People think all those things I miss doing with Lisa, I could just do them anyway. They're missing the point. I miss doing nothing with Lisa.
With that being said, let's get to the rating. The second series, like the first, earns a rating of 9 out of 10 points from me. Still flawless work, aiming for perfection. I'm curious if the next series manages to lure a top score out of my stingy hands, but I have no doubt that it will be another great experience. Well, kept it sweet and short again. Do you agree with my rating? How do you like this show? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed this video, like it and feel free to share it with your friends. And why not subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any future video? Make sure to also hit the notification bell to get a heads up whenever a new video is posted. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching.